Hello, and welcome to my presentation. Today, I will be presenting on 3 acts, 1 policy, and 1 organization relative to persons living with disabilities as a collective. Now, I will focus on the dates, the countries or signatories, the rights or principles guaranteed, the opportunities and benefits, the challenges and the historical significance for each. Now, before I begin, I would like to share a quote by Nelson Mandela, 1994, who said, "Freedom cannot be achieved unless people have the opportunity to participate in society fully." This reminds us that true inclusion means ensuring persons with disability have the equal opportunity in every aspect of life. Now let's get into it. We will start with the Guyana's Persons with Disability Act. This was implemented on the 10th of June 2010 in Guyana. Now the rights or principles guaranteed are employment, education, healthcare access, independent living, sport and recreation, and the electoral process. Now, the opportunities and benefits of this act is that it is the promotion of equality. Now, this is to ensure fair and equal access to jobs, healthcare services, education, public aspects, transportation, and justice. And the most important one, protection from discrimination. Now, the challenge of the Guyana's Persons with Disability Act is that there's a lack of enforcement. And now, if the act is not enforced, this is going to cause unfairness and heightened discrimination. The historical significance is that it's the formal recognition for persons living with disability, and it gave rise to the establishment of the National Commissions on Disabilities. Moving on, we're going to be looking at an organization, which is the Guyana Council of Organization for Persons with Disabilities. This was implemented on January 2009 in Guyana. It is the main organization, and it supports through advocacy, raising awareness, education, informational skill training. Now, the opportunity and benefits of this organization is that it's implementing the change in the negative feelings towards people with disability. And they have implemented numerous projects to ensure inclusion in all aspects for all persons with disability. Now, the challenge that this organization faces is that it is dependent on stakeholders and the government for support. The historical significance is that it's a national agency to support persons with disabilities. Now let's move forward. Here we have the Equal Opportunity 2000. Now this was enacted in 2000, but later appointed on the 21st of April 2008 in Trinidad and Tobago. It has similar rights and principles to the Guyana's Act, which are, it protects citizens from discrimination in employment, education, provision of goods and services, and the provision of accommodation. Opportunity and benefits is that it's trying to eliminate discrimination, give rise to equality, and better relations between all persons. Now, despite your race, your gender, the disability you have, your religion, your marital status, and your origin, right? You are protected by the Equal Opportunity Act 2000. I really like this one because no matter your difference, you are protected by the Equal Opportunity Act. Now, the historical significance is that it's the legal protection against discrimination and the promotion of equality. Now, the challenge for the Equal Opportunity Act 2000 is that for action to take place, you have to give a complaint. Now, when you give that complaint, it will be investigated and then action will be taken. So obviously that means action will be taken right away because they have to investigate and then you'll get help. So that is one of the major challenges of this. Now moving forward, we have the National Policy on persons with disability. Now, this has a time period from 2024 to 2030. But it was approved on the 21st of September 2024 in Barbados. Now, the opportunities, the rights, and the principles guaranteed is that you'll have access to education, employment, healthcare, and it includes rehabilitation services, access to legal justice, and participation in society. And one that I like is that it has the protection in case of disasters. Now, the benefits are that it promotes, advance, and protect the full human rights and the fundamental freedom of all persons with disabilities. The challenge is that there are limited resources and the public awareness and attitude are not well. That is why there's challenges with this policy. Now, the historical significance of this policy is that it led to the implementation of the Rights of Person Disability Act. So because of this policy, an act was implemented. Moving on to our last act, we have the Disability Discrimination Act. Now, this was passed on February 14, 2022 in Jamaica. Now, the rights and principles guaranteed is that once you have a disability, you will get a disability certificate. You will get the right to education and training, employment, healthcare accesses, facilities, for example, housing, access to public passenger vehicle. And one that I really like with this act is that you'll be able to participate in public office and political life. The opportunity and benefits is that individuals will get a freedom of choice and independence. So if you have a disability and you choose to live on your own, this will be guaranteed, right? And it prevents discrimination and it's giving rise to the equal access in all aspects of life. Now, the challenge of the Disability Discrimination Act is that there's a lack of resource and there aren't enough trained staff to properly educate persons with disabilities. And once again, there's a lack of implementation and enforcement. The historical significance is that it is the legislature action for persons with disabilities in Jamaica, and it ensures their protection and enhancement in all aspects of life. Now that brings me to the end of my presentation, but I would like to conclude that all of these acts, policies, and organization have many similarities, especially in their rights and principles guaranteed. But the major thing is the challenge they all face because they aren't properly enforced, so they aren't enacted, and that is going to lead to a lot of discrimination and a lot of unfairness for persons living with disability. So, as a society, personally with myself, I'm going to try my best to give awareness that persons with disabilities have rights and to remind others of these acts. Thank you so much for paying attention to my presentation.